dear students, myself Gangadhar Solanke, and I welcome you all to the MCGM's virtual classroom. My dear students, today in 9th standard geography, we will be learning the topic precipitation. And in this topic, we are going to discuss about the concept of precipitation and its forms. So first of all, here the very short definition or sentence about precipitation. A form of water, now it may be rain, snow, sleet or hail, that falls to the earth's surface, that is called precipitation. So rain is precipitation, snow falling is precipitation, the sleet is precipitation, and hail is also a form or kind of precipitation. And about this we are going to study in this topic in detail. So here some pictures are given for you, and the heading for this: observe the pictures given below. A sentence describing the picture has been given. You describe the picture by writing some additional sentences and discuss the questions. Now this one is the first picture which is given in our textbook. The blades of grass here. The blades of grass look like this on winter mornings. Now there is only one sentence is given about the picture, and you can add your own sentences there or even one sentence there, and then discuss about the question given there. So you people do this by your own in the textbook. There is place also given to write your sentence, and the question based on this is: from where does the water on the blades of grass come? Question about this. Now the second one: snow is found everywhere in the winters in Kashmir. Snow is found everywhere in the winters in Kashmir, and why isn't snow found in our surroundings? Again, you can discuss about this question with your friends. And generally, third picture: it rains between June and September in our region. How do the rain droplets form? Rain droplets कैसे तैयार होते हैं, कैसे बनते हैं? Next picture: in London there is fog like this till the afternoons in the winters. You add your own sentence and the question: why don't we have fog like this till afternoons in the winters in our region? And the last picture: sometimes hailstones destroy the standing crops in the fields. Why don't we get hailstones frequently? These are the pictures and the sentences and the questions. And now we'll start the lesson here. As we know, 70.8% part of the earth's surface is full of water, and the distribution of this water is very uneven. हर जगह सेम नहीं है. At some places the water storage is limited while it is ample at other places. We see or experiences the different forms of condensation as shown in the pictures. Here you can see, and these forms of condensation occur due to the water vapor in the atmosphere. Now you people already learnt about the concept of condensation, but we'll just revise it. So condensation is what? When water which collects as droplets on a cold surface when humid air is in contact with it. So when the clouds become too big and heavy with water droplets, the water starts falling to earth as either rain or fog or mist or dew, snow or hail depending on how cold it got high up in the atmosphere. So as the atmospheric conditions change, we see changes in the forms of condensation. This figure 5.1 is given in our textbook, which is of forms of precipitation or condensation, and it depends on the atmospheric conditions change. On winter mornings, we find dew. In areas located at higher altitudes, snowfall occurs, while it rains in other places. Here you can see fog, snow falling, this one, rain or hail. While it rains in other places, so some places experience dense fog while some experience hailstones which suddenly and face crop destruction. So water falls in the solid or liquid state from the clouds. वाटर फॉल्स इन द सॉलिड और लिक्विड स्टेट. अगर लिक्विड स्टेट में है तो सिंपली हम उसे रेन कहते हैं, लेकिन सॉलिड फॉर्म में जब होता है तो आइस के फॉर्म में वो नीचे आता है और वी कॉल इट एज स्नो. वाटर फॉल्स इन द सॉलिड और लिक्विड स्टेट फ्रॉम द क्लाउड्स टू द ग्राउंड. स्नो, not exactly ice, we call it snow. Hailstones, rainfall are the major forms of precipitation. Keep in mind, snow and hailstones क्या हो गए, उसके solid form हुए, and rainfall which is liquid form. So water falls in the solid or liquid state from the clouds to the ground. Snow, hailstones, rainfall are the major forms of precipitation, and in this topic we are going to study in detail about the forms of precipitation, that is snow, hail and rainfall. So the first thing about which we are going to study is snow, but before that, definition of the precipitation. Precipitation include all processes that the earth's surface receives water from the atmosphere. Now it may be in the form of rainfall, drizzle, dew and mist in liquid forms, and snow and hail in solid forms. Precipitation is formed in the atmosphere by condensation and coalescence of water droplets or ice crystals. Condensation, when water cools down and condenses back into a liquid, creates clouds or fog. The water cycle, about which you people have already learnt, that the water, then evaporation, then water vapor, then condensation and then precipitation. And now the first point or the first form of precipitation, that is snow. When the temperature in the atmosphere falls below the freezing point, when the temperature in the atmosphere falls, कम हो जाता है, कितना कम हो जाता है, below the freezing point, water vapor directly turns into snowflakes, and this is called sublimation. Here the vapor in the form of gas transforms into solid snow. Now what is snow? Snow is precipitation. Snow is precipitation in the form of flakes of crystalline water ice that falls from clouds like this. The process of precipitating is called snowfall. So precipitation in the form of solid particles of snow is known as snowfall. Whenever precipitation is in the form of solid particles, then it is snowfall. In high latitudinal and temperate regions, snowfall occurs at the mean sea level while in tropical areas snowfall occurs at places located higher than the snow line altitude. As snow is in the solid form, it does not flow like water. जहाँ पर गिरता है वहीं पर रहता है. So layers of snow get deposited. जैसे पानी बारिश होती है तो पानी बह जाता है, लेकिन स्नो जो है वो सॉलिड फॉर्म में होने की वजह से जहाँ पर गिरता है वही रहता है. एंड व्हेन द स्नो accumulates on a large scale, जमा हो जाता है एक जगह पर बहुत ही ज़्यादा क्वांटिटी में on large scale, then the transport and communication system of that area collapse. People living in those regions have to protect themselves from frostbite, and when the snow melts the region gets water. Now the frostbite, it is very important for the people to protect themselves from frostbite because it is dangerous. A thermal injury to the skin, resulting from prolonged exposure to moderate cold or brief exposure to extreme cold. Ice crystals form in and around skin cells due to decreased blood supply, and typically hands, feet, nose, ears and cheeks affected by this. Here you can see why it is dangerous. Now the next, hail. Hail is a precipitation of solid ice, and on a warm sunny day a strong connective column may cause the formation of pellets having spherical shape and concentric layers of ice. Such a formation is known as hail. Now about this, in your textbook this is given: when there is lot of heat on the earth's surface. Now this point you can understand by this way, by using keywords or key points. When there is lot of heat on the earth's surface, air flows at a greater speed. When there is lot of heat, तो air के साथ क्या होता है? The upward air flow blows at a greater speed, and because of this upward flow the temperature of the air reduces and the condensation of the water vapor takes place. And again the next thing, dark clouds are formed due to this. Dark clouds are formed, and because of the upward movement of air these water droplets go to a higher altitude, and here solidification of these droplets occur and hailstones are formed. So this is how hailstones formed. पहली स्टेप इसमें क्या है कि टेम्परेचर जो है अर्थ का जब बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ जाता है, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दिस टेम्परेचर द अपवर्ड एयर फ्लो ब्लोज एट अ ग्रेटर स्पीड, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दिस स्पीड द टेम्परेचर ऑफ द एयर रिड्यूसेस, और जब टेम्परेचर रिड्यूस हुआ तो क्या होता है? कंडेंसेशन, एंड आफ्टर दैट डार्क क्लाउड्स आर फॉर्म्ड, and then because of the upward movement of air these water droplets go to a higher altitude, वो बहुत ऊंचाई पर जाते हैं, and here solidification of these droplets occur and hailstones are formed. Hailstones are heavy. As hailstones are heavy they fall towards the ground, but because of the frequent upward flow of air they are repeatedly taken upwards. Now try to understand this. उनका वजन ज़्यादा होता है, हेवी होते हैं, तो कंटिन्यूसली बिकॉज ऑफ ग्रेविटेशन अर्थ के ग्राउंड की तरफ आते हैं, लेकिन एयर का फ्लो भी उसी वक्त अपवर्ड में ज़्यादा होता है, तो उनको वो ऊपर खींचते हैं. लाइक दिस हियर यू कैन सी इन दिस पिक्चर, इन दिस इमेज. They are repeatedly taken upwards, and here a new layer of snow encapsulates the hail, and this happens quite a few times, and hence concentric layers are formed while the hail grows in size. उसकी size बढ़ जाती है. These big heavy hailstones fall rapidly to the ground because of gravity, and we call the precipitation of this type as hail showers. Because of hail, crops may get destroyed and loss of life and property may also occur. So here crops may get destroyed and loss of life and property may also occur. But one thing here about hail that we have to understand is that hails occur in summers in India, Africa and in some parts of Southeast Asia, but hails do not occur in equatorial areas. Now why hails do not occur in equatorial areas? Because of the heat, and hails do not occur in cold zones because of lack of upward flow. Now here images you can see how it destroyed crops. Day of hail, then the post hail, day 4. This is how it destroy the crops. So in today's part of this topic, precipitation, we discussed about the concept of precipitation, and in the forms of precipitation we discussed about the snow and hail. In the next part of this topic, we will discuss about the rainfall and in the types of rainfall, convectional rainfall, orographic rainfall, cyclonic rainfall, rain gauge, and then the fog, dew and frost. Also the last point of this topic, effects of precipitation and acid rain. Please subscribe the channel and press bell icon to get notifications. So my dear students, this is all for today. Thank you very much. Stay home, stay safe, take care.